Hey guys, I'm makeup free, so you usually know what that means. It means either we're gonna do a makeup something or other, or we're going to do something skincare. And today I'm gonna do both, but not in this video. There's Jill. She is getting herself cozy to be my little video bomber. Come here. Oh geez, Jesse's crying outside. Anyway. So yeah, we're doing makeup today. What I was talking about is later I'm going to be doing in a separate video, I'm going to be doing my PR, this just in products, the first impressions, not all of them obviously, because I can't put them all up at my face at one time, but I'm going to take I'm going to sort of do like a nighttime routine with my PR / purchases that I got in April. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna figure out some sort of routine with the products that I got, and we'll be filming that next. But today, for this video, I'm going to be doing my NUI Cosmetics review. So I've been talking about this for a little while. I've been testing the NUI Cosmetics. I don't have their newest products, so they recently released a concealer, a color corrector, and then 2 different versions of eyeliners. I believe a liquid like liner and then a gel pot liner, I believe. But I don't have any of those. I would love to try them at some point, especially the concealer, because I'm still working on like my concealer videos. It's like every time I think I've gotten my selection of concealers for my concealer videos, I order another one. So like recently, did I order another one recently? Oh yeah, the Era Perez one just came in the mail. I've been thinking about picking up the Saint Cosmetics one. There's not too many more, but I've picked up quite a few more. But anyway, before I get into my NUI Cosmetics review, I wanted to mention these again. I talked about these in my PR and purchases video. They're the Monk like personal diffusers or whatever, and I am so obsessed with these, it's not even funny. I've already gone through, I've overused one of these because I like them so much. So the Happy one that I showed you guys in that video, I've already run out of. The battery is like dead on it. And that's not one of their rechargeable ones. I do have the rechargeable pack, but I also picked up quite a few more of these single-use ones just so I could sort of get a feel for the flavors, figure out which ones I like the best. This is my new favorite. This one is Ocean. It's the eucalyptus, lime, and tangerine. I just love these things. They're fun. My husband loves his. His had a broken battery and we had to get a new diffuser little piece. But once that came in, he loves his. I love mine. I'm really, really obsessed with these things. So I've placed one more order. I ordered some of the little pods for the rechargeables, then I ordered some of these. I'm already working on a second cart for some more flavors because I didn't get them all. But I really love these. I still would highly suggest you guys check these out if you're interested in, you know, something like this. I love these. Okay, that's done. Now we're gonna get on with our NUI Cosmetics review. So NUI Cosmetics is a completely vegan makeup line that's out of Berlin. They aren't carried in many shops. The only shop that I know of is the Green Jungle Beauty shop, which is where I'm gonna link you guys. At least for the US and Canada. I mean, obviously you can get it in, you know, European countries a lot easier. It's probably, I know Namari's sister brand, it's like Qualms of Namari. She sells it in her shop, so I can link her shop too, but I buy them from the Green Jungle Beauty shop, or I get them from the Green Jungle Beauty shop. She did send me all of these. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a full-on get ready with me with the NUI Cosmetics stuff, and a couple of other things that they don't have. So like I don't have a concealer, so I brought some other concealers. They don't have a primer, so I'm gonna be using a different primer. This is the Organic Skin Co. Primp and Prime. It's infused with organic amala berry and pomegranate supercritical extracts. And they do have a couple of different sort of like colors. This one is, I can't tell you because it's not, I'll link it down below. But this one is sort of like a white. The other one I have is like a rose gold. So it has like a little bit of a luminescence in it. I mean, not like too much. It's not like glitter or anything. But yeah, it sort of gives like a nice glow as well as priming the skin. I did dermaplane my face a little bit today because it's been a couple of weeks since my facial. And I wanted to make sure that I had, you know, like nice, smooth skin. So, but it is a little bit redder than it normally is these days. So, I've just done the primer. So then we're going to talk about some NUI Cosmetics stuff. So this, I've got the foundation. They have a liquid foundation. I don't think they have any pressed or powder foundation, but I will correct myself if I'm wrong. So this is a lightweight foundation with a long-lasting and matte second skin finish. It says coverage can be built from medium to high, and it is, I have found that it is nicely buildable. I would say it's more, I haven't found high coverage, but medium. I would say it's like a good medium coverage. It's got a base of aloe vera and soothing chamomile hydrosol. Nourishes skin thanks to moisturizing shea butter, while vitamin E protects against free radicals. It is got a scent to it. So if you are really sensitive to scents, I would stay away from the foundation at least, because it has a very vanilla scent, and I don't find that it dissipates. It lingers for a long time on the skin. So I've got the shade, geez, I'm awful at this today, aren't I? What shade do I have? I have the shade Taiao, T-A-I-A-O. I think it's their second lightest, I want to say. So I just pump out 2 pumps of that onto the back of my hand. And I'm just going to, I'm going to show you one side of my face versus the other first. And I like to do it with a beauty blender. So I've got a wet, damp sponge. Damp, not wet, I guess. And then I just like to blot that all over. And I'm just gonna do half. So you can see the difference between the undone side of my face and I will build up this one side of the face before I do the other side, because I do like to do about 2 layers, because I do find, like I said, it is nicely buildable. I wouldn't say it's full high coverage, but it's got pretty nice coverage on it. And the color match is pretty good for me. So here's nothing. So let's go ahead and do a second layer and sort of like more of the areas that I like really need it. So like my cheeks, my nose. My chin gets pretty red. You know what? Basically, my whole face. Who are we kidding? So that is 2 layers of the NUI Cosmetics foundation. So my skin is in pretty good shape these days. I'm not dealing with a ton of acne, though I do have like a cluster of something sort of happening there, which is where the concealer will come in. I do find that it does look really nice on like the days where my skin isn't too terrible, but I also haven't had a really bad skin day in a while to sort of test that against. The next time I have like a really bad skin day, I can let you know, but I really don't like any makeup on my face when I have like a really bad skin day. I feel like everything looks awful, even powder looks awful. On those days, I just sort of like hide in my house, do lots of face masks. So it has a really nice coverage. It doesn't look too heavy. It doesn't feel too heavy. It does look sort of like skin-like it said. And especially with a damp beauty blender, it just has really nice coverage. So I'm going to do the other side of my face now. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do two little layers of that. I don't got much to say as I'm doing this. But I do really like it. It does sit nicely on the skin for a very long time. I can wear this all day without it giving me any issues, without it looking, you know, like dry and patchy and flaky or anything. As long as I've got like, you know, good skincare underneath, it generally just looks pretty good. And this is one of the liquid foundations that I've tried, one of the liquid foundation formulas that I actually really, really enjoy. It just has like a nice finish to the skin. So I'll tell you, let's see, what's some other ingredients in here? So there's the aloe. It does have rice powder, shea butter, chamomile. It's got calendula, squalane, oregano, golden seal, root extract, olive leaf, thyme, lavender, rosemary, and then it does have a pretty high vanilla scent, I would say. So if you're really, really sensitive to scents, I would stay away from it just because the vanilla lingers a pretty long time. And you know what? I don't even know that I need too much extra concealing except like under my eyes, because I feel like even with this area, it did a pretty good job. So I'm just gonna use the Clove and Hollow concealer. I'm gonna do a little bit of 3 and 2 underneath my eyes, because 3 is a little bit darker and 2 is a little bit lighter, but I am just gonna do a little bit sort of like around the nose. Just do a little extra concealing, and then I'll do a little bit extra of 2. Sorry, I was turned so you couldn't really see that other eye. I do like the Clove and Hollow concealer. It does have really, really good coverage. So it does sort of settle into my lines a little bit, like I was looking in the mirror, and it does settle into my forehead lines a little bit, but I also have really like deep forehead lines, so it's kind of unavoidable. But they do have a pressed powder, so they have a pressed setting powder that I'm gonna go ahead and use just like underneath my eyes and around my nose, really, because I don't want to get rid of too much of the... It does sort of leave mostly a matte finish, but I find that if I do the powder, it looks too matte, and I like to have just like a little bit of like glow and like dewiness underneath, which is also why I like that Organic Skin Co primer, because it does have a little bit of like a luminosity to it. So just a little bit around my nose. And that's really it. So it is just like a translucent setting powder. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll do on top of my eyes as well, because I did put some of that concealer on top of my eyes. Okay, so we've gone over foundation, we've gone over the setting powder, and then concealer, which obviously isn't not NUI Cosmetics, but they do have one. It's a cream concealer in like a... It's like this style. It's like in the flat, it's not a pot, but it's like a flip top. This is a blush, but it's in this style. So they also do have a brow product, which I'm going to use right now. So this is just in the color Rio, which I think is their medium brown. And it's just in like this style of packaging. Sort of like brow, like wax, I guess, almost, or pomade. Brow pomade. I don't go too crazy on the brows. I just sort of like to fill in where they're the most sparse. I don't really like to change the shape of my brows. And it does give like a nice... Looks very natural on me anyway. Matches my brow color pretty nicely. Okay, so that's brows. So they don't have like a bronzer product, and I have been liking you doing like sort of like a bronzy thing lately. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Vapor Solar Translucent Bronzer in Simmer, just doing a little bit of that. Just in those areas of my face. And then I take a stippling brush. It's just the Real Techniques stippling brush, and then I just blend that in. Just gives a nice warm bronzy look to the face. I really like that bronzer cream stuff. It's really nice. Blends in really nicely, doesn't interfere with other makeup-y things. Okay, so NUI Cosmetics has 2 different kinds of blushes. So they have the powder blushes, which I've showed you. They have the powder blushes in 4 different colors. I'm actually not going to use the powder ones today. I'm going to use the cream blush. So they also have the cream blush for cheek, eyes, and lips. I've used them on my eyes and I've used them on my cheeks. I don't like to use them on my lips. I'm not really much of a multi-sticks. I'm not much of a multi-stick person other than like on my cheeks. I don't really like to mix and match like where they go on my face, but it does work well on the eyes. It does crease a little, but I don't really mind that so much. So I have this shade Caramir, which is like sort of like a pinky color. So I just like to run my stippling brush over the top, and then so I deposited it on my cheeks, and now I'm just going to sort of blend it with the blender. And I really like that too. Like when I use cream products, I really like to use like all cream and liquid because it works just so well together. But it does work well on top of powder. I have used it on top of like powder foundation. Doesn't disturb the powder foundation, but they do have a selection of colors. I forget how many exactly they had of their multi-stick, but yeah, I really like that. It is really pretty and it does work well on the cheeks and the eyes. I could imagine it working really well on the lips as well. I just don't use it in that way. So they don't have highlighters per se, but they have a few cream eyeshadows that I use as a highlighter. So this is the cream eyeshadow in Piari, but they sort of are like reflective, like a highlighter is. So I just like to use it like a highlighter. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I think they've got 4 of these cream eyeshadows, but this is like another one of those products that you could use in a couple of different ways. So you can use it on your eyes. I might use it on my eyes as like an eyeshadow. I was gonna use one of the blushes, the powder blushes eyeshadow, but I don't think I'm going to actually. You know what, maybe I will. Maybe I'll use that darker color. Actually, I don't think I didn't bring an eyeshadow brush in here, so maybe I'm not gonna do that. So I'll just put this on my eyes, but I'm also gonna put it a little bit on my nose because I like to highlight the nose a little bit. Put it right there. And you put a little bit on my forehead. But yeah, it's like a nicely subtle, gives like a nice subtle glow, not, you know, anything too crazy. So I am just gonna go ahead and put that on my eyes. This will crease as well. I don't have a primer or anything underneath it. I just have concealer with some powder over it, but it'll still crease, but I sort of expect everything to crease. If it creases, it's not like a game changer for me. I don't mind so much because I'm home all the time anyway, so if it creases, I just go into the bathroom and I just like, you know, blend it back out. So just like a little subtle glow to the eyes, just a little. And then they do have a mascara. I do have the brown color, which again, it's an all vegan mascara, and it's sort of like a more natural. It's like a natural, pretty natural formula. I don't find it to be too wet or too clumpy. But it does, if you're looking for like a super voluminous or super lengthening mascara, I don't think this is gonna be what you want, because it gives a pretty natural look to the eyes, which I prefer. I'm not that big on like, you know, super big lashes most of the time. I just really like to have like a natural lash. So before I do lips, just to go over everything sort of briefly, I really like the foundation. It just gives like a very natural like skin look to the skin, as you can, I hope that you can see. The match of the color was pretty good for me. Matches pretty well to my neck. And then, you know, they don't have a bronzer, but I did use a different bronzer, and they have a concealer, but it's not one that I have. So I haven't been able to test that out. So the foundation I really like. It does settle into lines a little bit, but I think I just have like deep lines. I have really deep lines. And again, it's not like it's one of those things where it's like a deal breaker for me. I really don't mind, you know, stuff settling sometimes or creasing, because it's an easy fix most of the time. And I don't even really notice, like even when I'm out, it doesn't make me feel like self-conscious or anything. The cream blush is really nice. The colors are really nice, easily blendable. They last all day. They don't have any highlighters, but the eyeshadows can be used as highlighters. Cream eyeshadow or cream eyeliner or cream highlighter. And then the brow product is also really nice. I think I might have overdone this brow a little bit, but that's okay. It's also really, it matches my eyebrows really nicely. Again, something else that lasts all day. Everything lasts all day unless I'm like massively touching my face, and then it doesn't. But as long as I'm, you know, cognizant of how much I'm touching my face, it lasts pretty much all day. And then what else did I do here? Mascara. So it's a nice natural formula. So if you like more natural formulas, then you would like it. So I do have 3 of their lipstick colors here. The ones that I've tried, they're not the most flattering on me. So I do have Tempura here, which is like a darker sort of like wine color. This one is Moana, which I haven't been able to get to work for me. It's very pale pink. Once you put it on the lips, it looks pretty, but it doesn't work that well for me. So the one that I use the most is on Amiria, which is sort of like a little bit of a deeper pink than Moana, but not, it's like not deeper pink, but it's like more pink. And it is a nice formula. It's pretty moisturizing. It's just the colors are they're not so much colors that look good on me. See, like even this one a little bit, it's like the pink on it's it's not the most flattering for me. I mean, it is pretty, but the colors, I do just have a little bit of issues with their lipstick colors. But otherwise, it's a good formula. I like the formula. It's really nice, long lasting, creamy, but stays put. It doesn't like move around on your face at all. Buildable, blendable. So that's everything that I've got for this video. I hope that it was helpful if you've been looking into the NUI Cosmetics, the NUI Cosmetics. They are like I said again, all vegan cosmetics line. So everything that you will buy is vegan. Their concealer, their foundation. If you have a serious scent sensitivity, the only thing that I would stay away from is the foundation, because it is pretty heavily scented in vanilla. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much, it doesn't really have a scent to it. Or if it does, it's like it dissipates pretty quickly. I didn't really notice scent on anything except the foundation, but yeah, I like all of it. It does look really nice on the skin. It's really easy to work with. It lasts all day. So yeah, so if you've been looking into the NUI Cosmetics at all, I hope that this was helpful. If you've got any questions about anything specifically, I would love to answer them for you. If you're interested in the cosmetics line at all, you can buy them from the Green Jungle Beauty Shop. And of course, you can always save 10% if you want to use my code. But other than that, I really don't think that I've got anything else except, you know, enjoy my makeup for a little bit before I wash it off, since I can't really do a nighttime routine at night because I don't have any kind of lighting. I'm gonna have to do it early and sort of like wash all this off early. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next one.